On 34, we're asked to state the amplitude, period, phase shift, and vertical translation of the sinusoid relative to the basic function f of x equals sine of x or f of x equals cosine x. Then we're going to sketch the graph. For the first one, now, just to make this a little bit easier, we are now ignoring B and C. We are just working on function A. On function A, we have an A equal to 2, a B value of 3, a C value or phase shift of pi over 6. Notice it's the opposite of what you see in the equation, and a D value equal to 5. Now, what we want to do is we want to take those and we want to translate those into things that we can put on the graph. So what we need for the graph is a max, a midline, a minimum, and a period. Now, if our midline is equal to 5, I'm going to go here, and here's 5 on our graph. We got that midline from our D value. If we add our amplitude, or 2, to that, we'll get our maximum of 7. If we subtract 2 from that, we'll get our minimum of 3. And from our B value, we can calculate the period. Remember, period is 2 pi over B. So in this case, our period is 2 pi over 3. Now, if our period is 2 pi over 3, then let's draw that on our graph. And leading up to that, we would do everything. Because our phase shift is in 6, let's rewrite everything in 6. So, if this is 2 pi over 3, half of that would be pi over 3. Half of that would be pi over 6. Notice then that pi over 3 is really 2 pi over 6. I'll just put that there just to help us out. We then get 3 pi over 6, which we always also know as pi over 2. So some of these have more than one name. This is 4 pi over 6, which makes the next one 5 pi over 6. Now remember, our period is 2 pi over 3. But we have a phase shift to the right of a positive pi over 6. So we're going to start with pi over 6. If we add to that 2 pi over 3, which remember is 4 pi over 6, we'll get our ending point of 5 pi over 6. So this is our phase shift, which is also the same if you switch those letters around as our starting point. We add to that the period of the function, and then we'll know what our ending point is. Now, notice this is a sine function, and we know that the sine function always starts in the middle. So we're going to put our first point on the midline at pi over 6. Because it's positive, we know it's going to go up from there, go back to the middle, then it goes down, and back to the middle again, and then we can sketch it in. Now, did we do what the question asked? We stated the amplitude, the period, the phase shift, and the vertical translation. We sketched the graph and we marked the x and y axes appropriately. I'm just going to go in here and relabel a few things. This is our amplitude. This is our phase shift. This is our period right here. And our vertical translation is the d value.